Alright, we're going to go ahead and go through this study guide. This video is only going to be 15 minutes long, so I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as I can for you guys. As you know, if you have any questions, I'm free before school, after school most days, during lunch, and during study hall. You can also email me, and I can email you back as soon as I can. Alright? So the first page here is all about solving equations. We learned this chapter that our goal is to get the variable by itself. Alright, get variable alone. So this first one, alright, we have 47 plus, combine those like terms, 11x equals 14. I am going to subtract 47 on both sides. 14 minus 47 gives you negative 33, right, equals 11x, so x equals negative 3. Alright, you can plug it back into the equation. 47 plus 12 times negative 3. Minus 3, is that 14? Yes, so I know my answer is correct. Number 2, draw on those railroad tracks to stay organized. Combine those like terms. You get 16x minus 15 is equal to 113. I'm going to add 15 to both sides. 113 plus 15 is going to give you 128. Alright, remember you can use a calculator on this test. These 15s cancel out. 128 divided by 16 is going to give you 8. So x equals 8. Plug it back into the equation. Should give you 113 if we have the correct answer. Next one, 1.4c plus 0.2c. It's going to give you 1 6/10 c is equal to 4.8 or 4 8/10. We're going to divide by 1.6 on both sides. So 4.8 divided by 1.6 is going to give you 3. Next one looks hard. Start by combining your like terms. We have negative 4/3 x plus 1x. If you think about that, that's the same as negative 4/3 x plus 3 over 3x. Combine those like terms, you're going to get negative 1/3 x, all right, plus 5/6 equals 13/6. Alright, if I subtract 5/6 on both sides, oh man, you're going to get, sorry, that was not on there, negative 1/3 x. Alright, we know 13 minus 5 is going to give you that 8x, or 8/6, sorry. Alright, I'm going to multiply by negative 3 over 1. Yes, you can clear the fraction on this one as well if you would like. Remember, we multiply by the reciprocal to cancel those out. So you get negative 24 over 6, which is the same as negative 4. Alright? Remind me to go over number 4 in class with you guys. Number 5. Same thing. Combine those like terms. I'm going to subtract 1.4n on both sides. Remember, we talked in class about how if you subtract the 3.8 instead, that's still going to give you the same answer if you follow our steps. Subtract 13 on both sides, you get 2.4n. is equal to, well, 5 minus 13 on a calculator gives you negative 8. Divide both sides by 2.4n, or 2.4. You're going to get negative 3.3 repeating on that one. All right, next page. Up at the top. Distributed up at the top, remember to do that 9 times negative 5. I see a lot of students struggle with that. Combine your like terms. So negative 45, right, plus 13 is going to give you negative 32. Bring everything down. 12d minus 2. I'm going to add 32 on both sides. Alright, we get 30. I'm going to subtract 12d on both sides. You get 60d is equal to 30. So d is equal to, when I divide both sides by 60, 30 over 60, which is the same as 1/2. Oh man, this next one says 30m minus 18 when I distribute. Distribute that 1/3. If you're struggling with those fractions, remember on your calculator the fraction button. We have 1/3 times 24, which is going to give me 8. So I have 8m. 1/3 times 12. Is going to give you 4. Combine your like terms. We're going to get 22m. Add 18 to both sides. right? 18 plus 4 is 22, so m is equal to 1. right? For this one, if I subtract 9j on both sides, you get 0j. Add 8 is 16. Okay, this one actually is going to be j is equal to 0. We'll talk about that in class. All right, let's try this next one. We'll have 4x minus 4 plus 2x equals 2x plus 4. Remember, distribute. Draw on those arrows on the test if it helps you out. Combine your like terms. We're going to have 6x minus 4 equals 2x plus 4. I'm going to combine my like terms, both sides. So you're going to get 4x, because I'm subtracting 2x on both sides. 4x is equal to 8, so x is equal to 2. Next one, go ahead and distribute. We have 3x plus 2x minus 2 equals 4x plus 2. Combine your like terms. We have 5x minus 2 equals 4x plus 2. I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. You get 1x minus 2 is equal to 2. Add your 2 on both sides. You get x equals 4. Next one, distribute first. I see a lot of students forget to distribute that negative 3, and they'll just do 3. If it helps you, circle the sign in front of that number you're going to multiply. All right? So you get negative 3x minus 12. Bring down that 2 is equal to 5x minus 10. Combine your like terms. So we have a negative 12 and a 2. That gives me 10. Bring down your negative 3x equals 5x minus 10. I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So you have 8x. I'm going to add 10 to both sides equals 20. So x is going to equal 20 over 8. Okay. Or you can divide that by 2, 10 over 4. Or divide that by 2 again. Oh, you can't see that. Divide that by 2 again. You get 5 halves. Or 2 and I think 2 and a half. Yep. All right. Next one, distribute that negative sign. Remember, technically there's a negative 1 there. All right. So if it helps you to draw on the 1, by all means, do it. You get negative x plus 6 because a negative times a negative is a positive. Minus 2x plus 7 equals negative 5. Combine your like terms in here. I have a negative x and a negative 2x. I have negative 3x total there. Okay. We have 6 plus 7. That's going to be 13. Bring everything over. Right? Subtract your 13 on both sides. Whoa. You get negative 3x equals negative 18. So x equals positive 6. All right, next page. Mrs. Green takes her family to a Cubs game. That's awesome. And buys each of them a hat and a hot dog. Hopefully the Cubs won and they're doing better than they did today with the Cardinals. Baseball hats are $14.95 each. Hot diggity dogs are $7.95 each. Admission to the game is $52.95 per person. Circle each expression that represents the total amount of money that Mrs. Green spends on the game if M represents the number of family members. So, for this, we know she buys a hat for $14.95. We don't know how many people buy a hat, though. We know she buys a hot diggity dog for $7.95. We don't know how many people get that, so we're going to say M. And $52.95. We don't know how many people are going to the game. All right? So, we know this one works. This does not work because they're not talking about how many family members go. This one will work because of the distributive property. This one will not work. This one will not work. And this top one will work when you combine your like terms. We'll go over this in class next week on Thursday. Okay? Including herself, Mrs. Green has 5 family members. So including herself, there are 6. Okay, that includes her. Okay, it includes her, so 5. How much will they pay at the Cubs game? So $72.85 times 5. They pay $364.25 at that Cubs game. Okay, next one, I know I'm going through this kind of fast. Sum of 3 consecutive integers is negative 39. What are the integers? We know n plus 1, that's our second number, plus n plus 2, we've done this one in class, equals negative 39. All right, we get 3n plus 3 equals negative 39. I'm going to subtract my 3 on both sides. You get 3n equals negative 42. All right, so n is equal to negative 42 divided by 3, negative 14. Your numbers for this one, okay, n is negative 14, so n plus 1 is actually going to be negative 13. They're trying to trick you with that, okay? The ones we've done in class have all been positive numbers, so the 3 numbers are actually going to be negative 14, negative 13, and negative 12. The reason why is because negative 14 plus 1 is negative 13, negative 14 plus 2, all right, is actually negative 12. You can add those three numbers together and they will give you negative 39. Eduardo's brother is 2 years younger than him. So on your paper, I should see E for Eduardo or Ed, Ed's mom, and Ed's bro. Okay, well, we know Eduardo's brother is 2 years younger than him. So Eduardo must be E. Ed's bro would be E minus 2, and his mom is 11 more than twice Eduardo's age. So if I were to say twice Eduardo's age, right, twice Eduardo's age would be 2E. How would I say 11 more than that? Well, it'd be 2E plus 11. Altogether, their age adds up to 77. Okay, so when I do that, we're going to have E, Eduardo's age, plus 2E plus 11, okay, plus E minus 2 is equal to 77. Remember, we will be going over this next week in class, but this is for those of you that want to make sure you're on the right track. 2E plus 1E plus 1E gives you 4E. Okay, combine my 11 and negative 2, you have plus 9 is equal to 77. I'm going to subtract that 9 on both sides. I know 77 minus 9 gives me 68. I have 4E equals 68. If I divide both sides by 4, you get E is 17. What does that mean, E is 17? Eduardo is 17. His bro must be 15 because he's 2 years younger than him. And mom is 2E, so that's going to be 17 times 2, right, plus 11, which is going to give you 45. His mom is 45 years young. You should be able to add 15 plus 17 plus 45 together to give you 77 to check your work. All right, this next one, the width of a rectangle is 3 more than 4 times its length. Okay, so here's our rectangle. All right, this is our length. This is our length. The width is 3 more than 4 times its length. Well, 4 times its length would be 4L, and then 3 more than that would be 4L plus 3, which means this side is also going to be 4L plus 3. Altogether, the perimeter is 66 inches. Write an expression that represents the perimeter of the rectangle and find the length and width. Well, altogether, our total is going to be 66. There are multiple ways I can do this, right? We have 2L plus, we have 2 4L's plus 3, right? Because 1 here and 1 here. I can distribute. You get 8L plus 6 plus 2L is equal to 66. Combine those like terms. 10L plus 6 equals 66. I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. So L is 6. I am not done. L is 6. What does that mean in this problem? That means our length is 6, okay, well 6 inches, which means how much are our widths? Well, 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 3, 27. Our width is 27. That's what I need to see on your test, if you're to have that on there. Alright, you've got a minute and a half left of this video. Let's try this next one. For this one, a laundry basket full of socks contains 12 more gray than white. Okay, so white, gray. We have 12 more than white, which means white must mean it's W. Okay, there are twice as many black socks as gray socks. So black, there are twice as many black socks as gray socks. Altogether, you have 120 socks in your basket. Determine the amount of each color. So W plus 12W plus 2 times 12W, 12 plus W, sorry, equals 120. Okay, distribute, you get 24 plus 2W plus 12W plus, Miss Swiderski, 12 plus W, combine your like terms, we get 4W plus 36 equals 120, subtract 36 both sides. I know I'm going through this kind of quick, trying to beat the timer. 120 minus 36 is 84. So we have 4W equals 84. Divide both sides by 4. Oh man, 30 seconds. Divide both sides by 4. W is equal to 21. There are 21 white socks. I will let you figure out the rest of gray and black. I'll create another video to go through the rest of these problems, and then we will go from there.